Give us a minute. Hi, everyone. It's Carrie Kaufman, owner of Carrie's Essential Services. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I am super excited to go ahead and welcome my guest, Amy Cuker, owner of Down to Earth Interior Design. So I will go ahead. Oh, there she is. I'm going to go ahead and grab her in. There she is. Give us a minute. There's always kind of a delay in things.
Hey!
There she is.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. What's been going on?
Same old, same old. I actually just got off a workshop that I just did for, there's a group called Law Moms. They're all female attorneys. And so
I heard that one of my clients, when I invited her to this call, said, "Oh, I'm going to be on the Carrie just before that." So I said,
oh, well, great.
Sounds like my girl.
There you go. Always, gotta hustle.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so I want to go ahead. Thank you again for joining me. It has been a pleasure knowing you. So I want to go ahead and give everybody a backstory on how we met.
Okay.
So my husband and I and my now almost 13-year-old twins moved to Bryn Mawr, and our realtor went ahead and she gifted us some time with another interior designer. And we know that this was going to be our forever home. But we knew that there was going to be some construction going on, and the designer and I just didn't, see eye to eye, and we were just kind of looking for some basic needs, nothing, too crazy. And she brought in an assistant, and I was already getting overwhelmed with, all of, the options and things. And I was just like, you know what, this wasn't going to work. And so what I did was, just like anybody, I went to Google and I said, interior designer, down to earth. And there was Amy. And it was like a huge sign. And I was like, I've got toddler twins. I need somebody just to help me out. And there you were. I called you and you're like, yeah, I'll come over. And it was 8 years ago.
It's amazing. And it's amazing that I named my company Down to Earth Interior Design, and that is the term that you Googled.
It was good. And so Amy, we've enjoyed so much working with Amy. Amy has done almost every room in our house. She's got 2 bathrooms to go, which was actually supposed to start during quarantine. Of course, we had to, put that aside. So those will get done next year. But it's already going to change. I can tell you that much. We're now spending a lot of time in the home. It's actually for the, of course, for the twins' bathrooms. And so, I think we may have to revisit some different styles and things like that. So just give you a heads up. So with that, Amy was actually one of my last clients that I saw before quarantine.
That's true.
Okay, it was kind of interesting. The project that we were working on was actually to go ahead and get her organized for just in case for emergencies. Mm-hmm. And we were working in her Omaha office. We, did parts of your mudroom, which was great to go ahead and see. And so how's it been? So how's it been since, everything, I saw you last. What's going on?
There was this pandemic that happened since I saw you last.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
I remember the day I saw you, I was putting together like an emergency kit. That was one of the things that, you were helping me clear out space to do. And you said, have a few jugs of water on hand. And I went to the store that afternoon and I got jugs of water. And they said, you can't get this many jugs of water. And I said, why not? Why can't I buy whatever's on the shelf? This is before everybody was realizing that things were going to be rationed. I was like, only like 4 jugs of water. Why can't I get it? And they were like, no, we're limiting everybody to 3. And that was like the last day. And then that day the kids came home from school and haven't been back. So just been, yeah, crazy since then. In terms of your business and my business, one of the things I know we've both been trying to do is figure out ways to keep doing what we do virtually. So how's that been going for you?
It's been going good, really. I mean, I've, like I said, right before this, I was on a workshop, a Zoom call that I worked with. I had actually had 8 speaking events between my regular clients and, everything that was going on. So now we've all changed over to Zoom. Which has been a little interesting. When I'm working with clients or when I'm doing a speaking event, I get a lot of feedback. I can kind of read the room. What are they really interested in? And so when you're doing a Zoom call and you're just kind of like, okay, let's, give me some questions,
Right.
let me give you some stuff, you give me some stuff, and then we'll kind of feed off of each other. And
Right.
so we're working through. I'm still helping clients virtually. So, just like my process, if I can't be there to physically help you, I'm still in your ear. I am still telling you, really,
What would Carrie do? Right? A lot of people are worker do. That's like, what would Carrie do?
what would Carrie do? And so I'm still able to go ahead and help them. Do you need 17 spatulas? No, you don't. Do you need I mean, I don't have to be there to tell you you don't need it. But yeah, it's just kind of like one of those things. So still being able to be, very useful, a great tool for my clients, and still helping them declutter, especially now with, everyone in our homes. We're not,
Right.
we're not going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm able to still help them go through their files. I'm still able to help them go through their linen closet or their kitchen drawers. So yeah, it's still working, still hustling.
Excellent. Yeah, we're doing the hustle too. It's been interesting from the standpoint of, there's a lot of things that we've always done virtually. I've always felt like it's really important to see our clients face to face at the beginning so we can see their houses and get to know them and make that personal connection. But after that, we go back to our office and we do a lot of the work and we end up emailing them a lot of our design proposals, and we use House and Pinterest and a lot of web links. So none of that has really had to change for us, just the way that we interface with people from the beginning. But we've been lucky. We have a new client who is moving into a house that's completely empty. So I was able to get in using the lockbox and take dimensions of the entire first floor. So we're able to sort of move along with that. We have another client who actually lives in Pittsburgh and is coming to Philly, and she had the tenants that she's renting to in Philly take some measurements. So we were able to move forward with that. So these are real projects that, have been able to continue, and we've been able to do it around social distancing. So that's been good. But clearly it's not, the workload is not the same as what we've been able to do in the past. And so it's been a really good time to sort of retool. We've got our portfolio up to date online now, trying to learn some new skills. Stephanie in my office, who I think is on the call right now, tried to teach me Photoshop, because I feel like, I'd like to know, when I started the business, I knew every skill, that it took to run our business, and as we've grown, there's some people on my team who know some things now that I don't. So I'm trying to, ramp up some of my skills. And we've been getting updates on some of the new products that have been coming out. I've been doing some Zoom calls. Maybe you can't see and touch the fabrics quite as well, but, you can do what you can do. And then I've also been trying to I keep thinking that people are going to start looking around their home offices and realize that they really do need some design help, whether it's that they don't like the way their office looks on a Zoom call, or it's just uncomfortable and not ergonomic for them, or it's not organized, or they're, experiencing some kind of physical discomfort. So I took a seminar, a refresher, a webinar from one of my old professors on healthy work environments. And we're talking about putting together some kind of like, online class that sort of just helps people get their home offices in shape. Because who knows, we could all be working from these a lot longer.
Yeah, I'm holding workshops, I'm doing these Zoom calls, and I can't help but look, where some of these backgrounds are at. And I was just like,
right.
I really want to be like, I want to send you a private message, and I want to like, I see everything behind you, or oh my gosh, you got a great space, but you need some color. You need to call Amy, and you need to, it's really one of those things, because you see everything on a Zoom call. You see everything. Right. And, but it's also, I'm hearing it from my clients is that, they had a great space, but now, things are in the bedroom. I have a client who has a husband. He works for the military, and the only good spot for, Wi-Fi is up in the bedroom. And she's got 3 monitors now on her dresser. And now she's putting things that was once on the dresser, in a box. And she's like, okay, I got to figure out something to go ahead and do this. I can't just keep pulling stuff out of a box. And I was just kind of like, okay, let's think of some other options that we have for you. But yeah, I mean, it's really stressful.
I have to download this and then
with an electrician yesterday, owner of Tri Point Electric. And it was like all of the cords now that are in our homes, for the Chrome boxes to, multiple computers now that are home. And it's really, gotten, kind of messy and cluttered. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're trying.
And one of the things I sort of shifted out of the way so not everyone could see it, but now I'm going to like reveal the ugly truth. I have a card table here in my home office so that my son can have his own workstation, because that's where he's doing his schoolwork now. So,
there you go.
Not the third person moved into the office.
Well, aren't you glad we decluttered and organized before this all happened, right?
Exactly.
It was almost, oh yeah, now we've got the space. Well, let's go ahead and, it's a good thing we were able to do that. All right. So what are some of the things that you're working on that you didn't expect to be working on for some of your clients? Are some of your, are they current clients or some new clients? What are you working on?
So interestingly enough, the 2 new clients I was telling you about, who've signed on since the pandemic started, they both have kitchens and bars and a mudroom. The bars kind of cracked me up a little bit. I was like, is it something about people needing, to cope these days that they really want, like a tricked out bar? So doing 2 of those. The mudroom that I'm working on, I'm hoping we're going to see more of those. We really love doing mudrooms because everything is built in. There's a place for everything. I love it when people come to me with their inventory of the things we need to house, and then we're able to design a place for all of those things. We did that for you, did it myself. And so I have a client that I'm doing it for right now. And I actually think this may be something we see more and more of, because with people being afraid of the germs that could come into their house in the form of boxes that get delivered or their shoes that were just walking around outside, I think people are going to want a space where they can just take off all their things and leave them and not have it sort of enter into the rest of their houses. And not everybody has a dedicated room for this sort of thing. But we also do them sometimes where we just take, the little area just near your entry and design some kind of closet or desk surface or, different areas like that can accommodate the things that come into your house. So, so we're working on one of those right now, fully custom. I know you and I both use the same woodworker. He has a big family, and so he's able to keep working without having to bring in, outside people and expose them to risk. His family alone can keep his woodworking shop motoring along. And so we're able to continue to get quotes on custom woodwork for things like mudrooms, bars, and kitchens. So that's been really good. We have another one that's really fun, and I want to show you a picture later if I can get my computer up and running. We have a client who has a home office, and it is attached to his kitchen. There's sort of like an arched opening or whatever between his kitchen and his office. And he wants a door so he can close his office from the kitchen, because now that he's working from home more than ever, he really does need that separation and that privacy. But he will be bringing in clients. He's a psychologist, and he will be bringing in clients into this space, and not necessarily wanting to make it look like what's on the other side of that door is his,
is the kitchen, dirty dishes everywhere. Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a door that looks like a bookshelf, kind of like always how they had on Scooby-Doo, where you think it's just a bookshelf, but you lean on it and it spins around and you can enter.
Very nice.
And Jillian, who's one of our team members here at D2E, designed such a door for her own house, and Dave built it, and it came out fantastic. And so that's in our bag of tricks now, and we're doing that for this client as well. Let me see if I can find a picture of that, and I'll show you.
Okay, so fun. So the woodworker that Amy is referring to, his name is Dave Stolzfus. He is out of Morgantown. My husband and I were referred to him from my husband's relatives out there who are actually still practicing Amish. And so we interviewed two Amish gentlemen, and we went ahead and picked Dave. And now Dave has done our whole entire kitchen. He did our home office here, and he did my custom closet in our master bedroom. Mm-hmm. And I know Amy has used him several times.
40 times. Maybe.
Yeah. The craftsmanship is amazing.
Right.
And so if you're looking for an Amish contractor, woodworker who is going to give you what you want, I can't say enough about him.
And what you need to do too is we come in from the beginning as the designers. We do the drawings for the custom woodwork, and then he builds it from there. So it's a team effort, right? Like, we partner in order to make these things sort of.
Exactly. And he's got a gorgeous showroom.
Yeah. Well, he's been building it up over the years.
Yes.
So that's more and more elaborate.
Moved from a little piece of land up on the mountain and moved on down. And
the first time I don't know if there's still goats, but the first time I was there were goats. All right, here's what I got for y'all. Let me see if I can make the picture look clear. It's not looking very clear. What's the right focal distance? This is the Scooby-Doo. If I turn it like that, okay. Maybe.
There you go.
See right here?
Yep.
That is an open door, right? And if we click to the next image, come on. Well, this is going to be annoying. If we click to the next image, you'll see that when it's closed, it is just a bookshelf. There we go. Just bookshelves. I don't know if we can see.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing for our client over there with the psychology practice. Let me shoot the camera around to the other side.
Yeah,
I'll also show you. Yeah, I'll show you. Well, I just laid out some things here on the desk of what's been going on. I think I mentioned we've been getting updates on fabrics. A lot of the vendors are open, and what's interesting too is a lot of them have also converted over their production to making masks. So that's great. You're supporting a company that is using, I think, their scraps and their remnants to make masks for people.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. We got an update from Sherwin-Williams. There are some great new color lines. Have you ever heard of Faro and Ball? It's like that really fancy paint. I don't know if you know. Anyway, Sherwin-Williams is now doing a line that's sort of like trying to conjure up some of those same colors. So we've been getting our updates there. I talked about the healthy home offices, the Photoshop skills, the updates to our website. And then what I wanted to do, here, flip around. Okay. I'm going to have you talk for a couple minutes. I want to show some things on our screen, but I need to plug something in for a sec.
Sure.
So talk to me a little bit more about what you've been doing for people virtually while I get that up and running.
So you and I actually have a mutual client.
Okay.
And we went ahead and did a FaceTime chat yesterday. And what she did was she went ahead and sent me some photos and some videos of the spaces that she wants to go ahead and work on. She is currently pregnant and she wants to get her house completely decluttered and organized before baby comes. And which is great. I wish everyone, of course, would do that because it's just going ahead and going to make your life a lot easier when, you know, you've come home with baby and now you're tired. And the last thing that you want to do is start hunting for the items that you need. You know, talking about, you know, everybody gets the nursery set up and organized right away. And, you know, they always kind of forget about, well, you know, of course, you know, the kitchen needs to be organized because, you know, now, of course, before, you know, quarantine, you're not going to have too many, you know, you had people coming in, helping you. Let me go ahead and do a load of laundry for you. And it's like one of those things. And now it's just, you know, her and her husband. And I'm like, well, let's go ahead and get that laundry room cleaned up. Because the last thing that you want to do is hear a knock on the door or having hey, honey, where is the laundry room or where's the softener? Can you go ahead and, no. We're going to stop all of those unnecessary questions and we're going to get that laundry room set up. You know, you don't want to use, you know, a different laundry soap on the baby's clothes than your clothes. And, you know, but things happen. But let's go ahead and try to get, you know, stop it before, you know, any, you know, problems do arise.
Absolutely. And I saw pictures of what that laundry room looks like that you're referring to. And it's so interesting. Like, this is how getting organized and doing interior design are so very interconnected. Like, she wants my help with her upstairs, with her living room, which is where she mostly enters her house from. And she's got a coat tree up there. She's got bins for shoe storage up there. They're taking up space where she could have some beautiful lounge seating or ottoman or just something that makes her living room more comfortable and more gracious. And right now she can't do it because there's stuff that should be downstairs in the mudroom, in the laundry room, taking up valuable space. So it's like you gotta the two things work hand in hand.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. And that's why I love working with you. And that's why, you know, my clients love working with you. You know, I come in and I get to do all the fun stuff that I find fun. You know, I get to declutter the space. You know, it's I get to I can see through all the clutter. You know, and but you know me and my husband, I can't put colors together. I can't put fabrics together. That's not my forte. That is not my wheelhouse. That is yours. That's why I call you. That's why people call me. Carrie, I can't see a thing in my basement. Well, guess what? I can help you. I can see exactly what it's supposed to be like. Okay, well, great. Now can you help me with paint colors? And oh, no. I'm going to push you right off to the expert that I use, I trust. But yeah, you know, I know that you and I have worked on a couple of projects. It's like you call me and be like, Carrie, I can't do anything until you get in there.
Right. Remember the one where it was like a home office and I couldn't even find the desk, and you came in and you were like, she's got the kids' baby photo, like their photos from school from like all their classes were like buried under, like they'd have a piece of paper with like one scribble on it and just couldn't stand to throw it away, and it was like buried under all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we can make a fabulous home office for people, but we just got to get some of that stuff under control first. So you're the person to call if that's the situation.
Yeah, no, I love it. I had somebody, before quarantine being like, why are you doing this? And they're, well, they find out that my husband's a lawyer, like, why are you doing this? You should be off someplace, not cleaning, my dirty basement floor, and I was just kind of like, this is what brings me this is my passion. I love doing this. It's very much similar to yours. It's an instant gratification. And I can go ahead and change my client's life in just a matter of a few hours or a few days. And it's amazing. And I just find it, I love it. I love getting dirty.
Yeah.
I love going ahead and I do, it's fun, but I love doing that. And so and you love making spaces pretty.
Yeah, well, and functional, like we're all about what we always say is we create beautiful, sustainable, and low maintenance interiors, right? So the idea is that, we're trying to do things that are going to serve people well for the long term and not just be pretty, right? And not just be like a photograph that looks great on Instagram, right? We want it to be truly livable for people. And I see someone actually just typed in a question, are we able to suggest furniture pieces virtually? And the answer is yes, absolutely, as long as we have the dimensions. If we know the dimensions, like if we're looking for a specific piece of furniture and you already know the dimensions, we can work off of that. Or if you actually need a space plan for the room, space planning is my favorite thing to do. Like I know you were talking about the colors and the patterns and the products and stuff like that. But the first thing we do, if you don't even know how to lay out a room, is we get that space plan locked in. And I love that planning process. And so if you don't even know what furniture you need or where to begin, and you can give us the overall dimensions of a room, we can do that virtually. That's no problem.
Yeah, which is great. And, if you have a problem, measuring, the Container Store has a digital measuring tape. So I've actually had to refer that to a few of my clients, because it's sometimes overwhelming, or they're trying to do it on their phones and they're trying to, I'm like, okay.
Stephanie in our office has one of those too. My favorite is the old-fashioned way still, but sometimes you just need that digital if you got like a long expanse or a high ceiling height or something like that. I also did a video when this whole thing started and I realized that we were going to be going virtual. We did a video that we put on our blog about how to prepare for a virtual consultation. And it teaches people how to measure a room in a way that we can then take those measurements and make sense out of them. We also ask people to do photo documentation. So you stand in the middle of the room and you just go with your camera, and you take a picture of every corner so all your shots are overlapping, and that way we can get the full 360. And if someone
clear the clutter first,
right, clear your clutter, and then put together a sketch with your measurements and your photos, and we can go. So there's certain things we'll never be able to understand if we're not in the space, like the lighting conditions and some of those adjacencies. But the other thing is hopefully this will be temporary. And I know you were talking about immediate gratification. Our timeline for gratification is a little bit longer. It's a little longer, right? Usually start to finish on a room, we're planning it takes about 5 weeks for the planning process, but then we have to wait for everything to come in, right? Mm-hmm. For things to be installed and furniture to be delivered. If you're picking furniture that's not standard, that's not something that's the one fabric that the sofa comes in, and you want some alternate fabric, it can take 10 weeks for that to come in, So it's a several month timeline, from start to finish for our projects. What I'm hoping is by the time some of the projects we're starting now are getting ready to finish, we'll actually be able to get into some of those spaces. So we can do those finishing touches in person that we'd really love to be able to do. So, yeah.
So what can people do now if they are thinking about changing a room? What can they do now that they're home, they're in front of their computers? What I already know what you're going to go ahead and suggest, because I actually, love it. And that's how we started, working together. So what would you suggest for people to go ahead and start dreaming about their new space?
Okay. Are you good? The thing that you thought I was going to say is an idea book. Is that what you're
Yeah.
is that what you were thinking? All right.
Yeah.
Yes. An idea book is where we always begin. Basically, what I love to do is have people put together an inspiration album of the images that really speak to them. What do you want your room to feel like? And what I want them to do is look for images that have an overall vibe or an overall feeling that they relate to. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of specific pieces at the beginning. I want just, this space feels really good. And when I think about what's important to me, this room has it all. Like, I'll sometimes ask people to give me a few words, like what describes the style that you're looking for. And everybody has different words, but the most common thing that I hear is, you know, modern but cozy, or contemporary but comfortable. Like, people want it to be livable, but they want it to look nice. And people that work with me tend to have like a slightly younger type of aesthetic usually. So I hear that a lot. But if you tell me cozy and modern, and Derek tells me cozy and modern, it might mean two different things. And I don't have any way of knowing what those words mean to you versus what they mean to me. So I ask everybody to put together an idea book so that I can really understand right off the bat, what do you mean when you say, I want my house to be cozy but modern, or warm and inviting, or a little bit farmhousey but not too much, sort of farmhouse meets industrial. Like, whatever the person says, I want to know what they mean. So where I like to send people is Houzz. I'm sure most of the people watching know about it already. HOUZZ.com. And you just put together an idea book. Half dozen images to a dozen images are fine. Do not stay up till midnight working on your idea book the night before our consult. Just spend 20 minutes on it and you're good to go. If you have a spouse who's involved in the design process, involve them from the start in creating the idea book. Because we want the vision to represent something that you can both be satisfied with in the end. And then we use this for a basis. We don't copy anything that we see in Houzz, but we use it for a basis to establish some common threads. What are the things that are appearing in these images over and over and over again that you seem to be drawn to? We'll be looking at the colors and the textures and the scale and all of those different things. And then those elements will come into play as we do the design. You can also use Pinterest for this. You can also use magazines for this. You can take photos if you were in a restaurant. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to look for residential images to inspire a home project. And you can look at residential images to inspire a commercial project. But the main thing is start with these complete rooms that we can look at and riff off of as we go through.
Yeah, that's great. When my husband and I are working with Amy, we've been, working together long enough now, is that she is that middle person between the two of us. And it's really great because I'm trying to get something across and my husband's trying to get something across. And, the two of us just aren't, putting it together ourselves. So we will, we'll have Amy, we'll be talking with her, going to the store, and my husband will be like, square but round. And
I remember what you guys said.
Amy will know exactly what that is.
Well, by the time you guys came to me with the square but round thing, we had been working together so long that I was like, okay, no, they're not out of their minds. I was like, I know there's something behind what they just said. So we found it. We found those square but round fixtures for your bathroom.
All right. So can you see that next question that just popped up there?
When making selections for wallpaper to present to a client, how to choose? There's so many choices out there and the thought overwhelms me. That is a great question. There are so many out there, and there's so many great choices, beautiful choices. And first of all, I guess I want to say don't be scared of wallpaper generally. because a lot of us sort of have PTSD from our childhoods, like when our parents had like, you know, wallpaper that was like foil, right? And like giant, you know, crazy designs. Some of that's coming back, but wallpaper is so varied. So I guess my first piece of advice is don't be scared. If you are a little scared, the best place to start experimenting with it is in a small room, like a powder room. We've done a bunch of powder rooms with really fun wallpapers. They're like little jewel boxes. You're not in there that long, so you won't get sick of it. There aren't, you know, miles and miles of walls, so you won't get sick of it. And I think the really fun thing about wallpaper is it's an opportunity to express your personal style. So if something really speaks to you, you know, go for it. We've done everything from like sedate wallpapers, you know, like a seafoam green with like a little silver pattern on it, to like crazy. We did one called like, it was called Jungle something, and it was like copper metallics, you know, with like jungle animals in it. So you know, we'll do the full gamut. It's really about what expresses the client's taste and point of view, and we'll also always be looking to make sure that the scale is appropriate for the usage. You know, a bigger space can handle a bigger print, but maybe then it's only on a feature wall or something like that. So
Right. We went to Italy for our 15-year wedding anniversary, and we fell in love with a hotel in Florence.
Right.
And we were surrounded by stone. Sorry, by beautiful, beautiful stone. And we knew we wanted that for our master bedroom. But we, of course, you know, that was going to be a lot to go ahead and to bring into, you know, a master bedroom, you know, cost wise. And so we went ahead. Yes,
this is
that was
that room.
Yeah, our hotel room.
Yeah.
It had a chandelier, stone. And we actually, Amy was able to go ahead and make our bedroom, you know, a copy of that. You can see, yep, there it is.
And this was the mood board. Whoop, I just need to scroll down. This was the mood board to help us get there.
Remember so everything that we had in Florence, we now have here, and Amy was able to do that for us. And very much, we sourced a lot of things from from a lot of vendors, from the custom furniture to the barn door, to, you know, the wallpaper on the back, and everybody still, you know, when they see it, they want to touch it
because they think it's real stone,
right? Because it's it's 3D, and you know.
Digital technology has really made the wallpaper industry explode, right? There was no way to make a convincing wallpaper that truly looked like stone, you know, 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
It's come so far now. And I always, you know, when I was trained in design, right, we learned form follows function. Like, why would you use fake stone if you could use real stone? But this looks so real, and what are you going to do? Lose, like, you know, 5 inches of thickness on your bedroom wall to actually put stone in there? You know, this way we saved you the space, we saved the expense, and it really, really looks convincing.
Yeah.
So
it's the bedroom and the closet are my 2 favorite spaces. You know, it's
all right. I'm going to come up with a picture before we wrap up. I want to come up with a picture of your closet to share with everyone. It's there on Instagram, though, by the way, if you haven't seen it before.
If you search under, you know, Carrie's Essentials, you'll scroll down, you'll see the bedroom, you'll see the closet. It's probably one of the most photographed closets that you might have. I've done quite a few photo shoots in my own closet, which has been fun to do.
Yeah. Well, and you've been in some magazines, right? Your closet has been in some magazines when you've done that?
Yeah, we were just in Mainline Today magazine. We were in Philly. Oh, yeah, there it is.
There's
Derek's side.
That's Derek's side. Chandelier over that island. And then we got Carrie's handbag and shoe side over here.
You can also see those on Amy's website as well, which is fun to do. But yeah, so we only have 2 bathrooms left. And
Okay.
then you
Well, we'll get going. We'll get going as soon as we're allowed to.
I know. I know.
It'll be fun.
Amy,
Right.
it's been a pleasure.
You too, as always. I'm so glad you Googled down to earth design
So
8 or 9.
so am I, because it's been, it's been a great partnership. I love collaborating with you on projects. I love working with your clients, and I know my clients love working with you. And it's really, just one of those things. It's just like you make it so easy. Um, and it's just like, you know what, everybody's like, oh, an interior designer, I can't afford one, I can't do this. And you know what, I always tell people, it's just like one of those things. You're investing, just like when you're investing in, a professional organizer, you're investing in making your home better for you, for your family. And when you've got that done, now enjoy it, put some color into it, enjoy the space that you're in. And working with you, it's been wonderful. And, the feedback that I get from my clients, and they're just like, you know what, we called you at the right time. We then, called Amy at the right time. And they're going ahead and loving their spaces.
So happy to hear that. I'm thrilled.
All right. Well, I can't wait to catch up with you again. And,
Thank you too.
you and
All
I
right,
will
good
be
luck.
talking soon.
Stay well, you and the whole family. I hope you all
Thank
stay
you. You as well.
well. All right, good seeing you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right. So, everyone, thank you again for tuning in. Next Tuesday, I am actually going live again with another one of my favorite vendors that I like to use and adore. Her name is Jen Anderson O'Brien of Once Upon a Creation. And she goes ahead and makes amazing keepsakes out of clothing, such as t-shirt quilts or ornaments or bridal bags, things like that, from the treasures that you're holding on to. So please go ahead and tune into for that next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Thanks, guys.